Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Yasir and today we will discuss assignment of strategic leadership. Before I get started, if anyone is there, can you guys see my screen? Can you hear my voice? Please do let me know if there is any issues, concerns or questions. So before I go to assignment part, I will quickly, I'll get quick review of our last four sessions. Uh, in our first session or first lecture, we explored the meaning and importance of leadership. We discussed how leadership involves guiding and influence others to achieve shared goal. It was emphasized that leadership is not just about authority, but about inspiring and motivating people to work together toward a common vision, which is essential for organizational success. We also contrast the main approaches to the study of leadership. We examine classical theories such as the trait theories, which focuses on the qualities of effective leadership, and behavior theory, which emphasize the actions and behavior of leadership. Additionally, we explored more contemporary approaches, including transformational and transitional leadership, which are concerned with how leaders inspire followers and manage performance. Finally, we critically evaluated the role of leadership in strategic management. We discussed how leadership is critical for setting the direction of an organization, making strategic decisions, and adopting to change in the business environment. Sorry. So, leaders were seen as key figures in aligning resources, motivating teams, and ensuring that strategies are implemented effectively. So, any question regarding session one, if anyone is there? Right. So, in our second lecture, we critically compared the relationship between leaders of work groups and leaders of teams. We distinguished between work groups where individuals typically work on independent tasks and teams where collaboration is central to achieving a common goal. We discussed how leadership in teams requires a deeper level of interaction and coordination than in work groups, with leaders needing to foster teamwork, trust, and sense of shared responsibility. We then distinguished between the influence of leadership on groups and team and on formal and informal groups. Leaders of formal groups have structured roles and responsibilities, while informal group leaders arise naturally based on influence or expertise. We noted that leadership in informal groups often relies more on personal relationships and influence than formal authority. Finally, we critically evaluated the characteristics of an effective work group and team. We discussed how high performance team demonstrate clear communication and mutual respect and collective problem solving. In contrast, effective work groups tend to have more individualistic goals but can still benefit from a strong leadership to achieve overall success. Any questions regarding session 2? If anyone is there, any question? Right. So in our third lecture, we assessed the nature of organizational effectiveness and performance. We discussed how effective leadership directly influence an organization's ability to achieve its goals, whether through innovation, employee satisfaction, or financial performance. We explored various models for measuring organizational performance and noted how leadership plays a critical role in driving performance outcomes. We also critically explored the main features and requirements of leadership development. We discussed the importance of continuous learning, mentoring, and experience in developing leadership skills. Leadership development was seen as an ongoing process that helps leaders uh, adopt to changing organizational needs and enhance their ability to lead effectively. Finally, we provided uh, criteria for assessing an organizational strategic effectiveness from a leadership perspective. We identified factors such as vision alignment, decision making quality, and the ability to adapt to external changes. Effective leadership was recognized as a key driver of long term strategic success. Uh, any questions so far? Any question regarding session 4? Okay. Finally, in our fourth and last session, we critically explored the exercise of leadership power and influence. We examined how leaders use power to motivate, direct, and control their teams. We discussed different sources of powers, including positional power, expert power, and referent power, and explored how ethical leaderships can balance these sources to avoid abuse of power. We also critically reviewed the importance of ethics, values, and corporate social responsibility to an organization's value. We discussed how leaders who prioritize ethics and corporate social responsibility can enhance an organization's reputation, foster trust among stakeholders, and create a positive work culture. Ethical leadership was viewed as essential for maintaining long term sustainability and positive social impact. Finally, we critically evaluated leadership and sustainability concepts and trends. We discussed how modern leadership is increasingly focused on sustainable practices such as reducing environmental impact and promoting social equity. Leaders were seen as responsible for guiding organizations through the complexities of sustainability, balancing profit with social and environmental consideration. Any questions regarding all four sessions or any concerns if anyone is there? Right, so here is the task one. Instructions. It is just a case study instruction for completing the case study on a business leader. In this assignment, you are tasked with creating a detailed case study about a business leader of your choice. Okay. So, which will be used for training purposes to ensure a comprehensive approach. Follow these steps below to structure your work and meet all the necessary criteria for the assignment. Start by selecting a prominent business leaders to focus your case study on. Some well-known figures you might consider include uh, Jack Ma. If you look at here, Jack Welch, former CEO of General Electricals, Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft, Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Groups, Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba Group, Dhirubhai Ambani, founder of Reliance Industries, and Ricardo Samler, CEO of Samco. So, choose a leader whose leadership style, contributions, and impact on their organization resonate with you. Justify why you selected them based on their accomplishments and the relevance of their leadership to the study of strategic management. Begin your case study by offering a background on both the organizations and the chosen business leader. The background should include organization, means provide brief review overview of the organizations, including its history, industry, size, and key achievements. Explain the company role in the market, its mission, and its vision. Business leader present the business leader's biography, career, and the role they play in the organizations. What challenges did they face? How did they contribute to the success of the organization? Be sure to include any significant milestones or achievements under their leadership. In this section, define strategic leadership and explain its importance of the organization you have chosen. Strategic leadership refers to the ability to leaders an organization in a direction that ensures long-term success, adaptability, and sustainability. It involves decision making at the highest level of navigating complex situations, setting the vision, and influencing others to execute strategic effectively. There are several approaches to leadership theory, each effect offering unique perspectives on how leadership works. You should compare and contrast the main leadership theories. So, once you have explained these theories areas, which one is most relevant to the leader in your case study, then critically evaluate how your chosen business leader developed and implemented strategies that led to the organization's success. Discuss their role in setting long-term goals, responding to market changes, and creating innovative strategies that provided a competitive advantage. After that, analyze how the leader's personal values, ethics, and leadership style impacted the organization's corporate social responsibility efforts. CSR and sustainability. Uh, discuss the discuss how the leaders integrated CSR initiative into the company's operations and strategies. Did the leader prioritize environmental sustainability, social responsibility, or community engagement? Ethics, evaluate how ethical decisions making played a role in the leaders leadership style. Did the leaders evaluate align with the company's mission? As this is an academic assignment, make sure to cite all your sources using the Harvard reference style, including a reference list at the end of your case study with all the books, articles, and online resources you consulted to support your analysis. Word limits up to 1500 and plus 10%. You can add 150 words extra if need to. Now we will move to task 2. In task 2 of your assignment, you are required to prepare an easy evaluating the impact of the business leader you discussed in task 1, your case study. So this essay will focus on how the leader has influenced the organization's performance and other related leadership aspects. So to ensure that you address all the components of the task, Follow the detailed guidelines below. Begin your essay by providing a brief introduction that outlines the business leader chosen. Briefly introduce the leader you selected for your case study. This include could be Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, or any other prominent business leaders. Organizations provide a short introduction to the organization where this leader made their impact, mention the sector, and a high level overview of the organization's performance during their leadership tenure. Your introduction should set the stage for the sections and following sections and provide context for the essay analysis. So, in this section, you need to assess the direct and indirect impact of the business leader on the organization performance. Specifically, uh, you should explain how the leader contributed to the organization's success. This include discussing key initiatives, decisions, or strategies that the leader put in place to drive performance. Then analyze the leader's impact on financial performance. Did the leader improve the organization's revenue, profit margins, or market share? Use specific metrics where possible. Then evaluate the broader organizational impact. This include factors such as employees morale, organizational culture, and stakeholders engagement. Here you need to critically analyze how the business leader use power and influence to achieve their objectives within the organization's leadership. Power can manifest in various forms. Uh, Type of power. Identify the type of power the leader used, such as legitimate power based on their formal positions, expert power based on their knowledge or skills, referent power, influence based on personal charisma or admiration, and coercive power, influence through punishment or threat. Then influence tactics, examine how the leader exercised influence. Real life examples provide, examine how the leader exercised influence. Real life examples provide specific example of how the leader power and influence shaped the company's strategy, operations, and cultures. After you will discuss how leadership development contribution to organizations competitive advantage during the leader's tenure. In this section, define leadership development, explain what leaders development entails, including training, mentoring, succession planning, and development of leadership competencies. Discuss the leader role in leadership development. How did the leaders fosters a culture of leadership development within the organizations? Did they prioritize mentoring, promote leadership training to ensure that emerging leaders had opportunities to grow? Link leadership development to competitive advantage. Discuss how investing in leadership development help the organizations maintain or achieve a competitive advantage. After that, you will discuss how to assess an organization's strategies effectiveness from a leadership standpoint. KPIs, performance indicators. Discuss KPIs that are relevant to leadership performance, alignment with organization strategy, uh, assess whether the leadership team's actions align with the organization strategic goals. Did the leader effectively translate the organization's vision and mission into actionable strategies? Sustainable and long-term success. Evaluate how well the leadership contributed to organizations' long-term sustainability. Innovation and adoption. Assess how leaders has driven innovation and the ability to adopt to change in the market. In the conclusion, summarize the main finding from the previous section. Reinforce the role of leadership in organizations performance, power dynamics, leadership development, and the criteria for assessing strategic effectiveness. So, as with your case study, ensure you use the Harvard reference style words count, again up to 1500 words, and then Harvard reference style for all sources you consult during your essay. Your reference list should include books, journal articles, and other academic resources and support your arguments and examples. Finally, task 3 of your assignment, you're asked to create a presentation that focuses on terms and leadership with organizations. This presentation should address the importance of teams, the leadership of teams, and various distinctions between type of groups. You will also need to explore stages of group and team development and how leadership maximizes team performance. Step by step guide to help you develop your PowerPoint presentation and speaker's note. So basically, your PowerPoint presentation should be structured with clear, concise slides that address the main points of the task. Overview, provide a brief overview of the presentation objectives and the main topics that will be covered. Purpose, explain why team and leadership are critical to organizational performance. Definition of team, briefly define that constitute a team. Impact on performance, discuss how team contribute to provide performance in organizations, including factors like efficiency, innovation, and employee engagement. Leadership role, uh, outline how effective leadership enhance the performance of teams. Work group, define and explain the concept of work group. Teams, define and explain the concept of teams. Key differences, highlight the main differences between work group and teams in the term of structure, objective, and leadership requirements. Leadership style in work group, discuss the typical leadership style in work group, for example, more directive, task focused. Leadership style in teams, discuss leadership in team, for example, collaborative, empowering. Impact on performance, compare how leadership in work group versus team affects. Formal groups, define formal groups within organization and explain how they are structured. Informal groups, define informal groups and describe how they emerge in organizations and society. Differences in leadership, discuss the differences in leadership approaches for formal and informal groups. Then forming, the initial stage where teams are formed and roles are defined. Storming, stage where conflicts and differences arise. Norming, the stage where team begins to settle into role and established norms. Leadership roles, discuss the leadership role in guiding teams through these stages. Encouraging motivation, discuss how leaders inspire and motivate team members in performance their best. Summary recap the key points discussed in the presentations, importance of team leadership style, development stages, and leadership role. Then final thoughts conclude with why understanding teams and leadership is critical for organizational success. Citation include a list of all sources references in your presentation. Use Harvard reference style for each citation. Uh, uh, so word case studies 1500, essay 1500s, business presentation thousands, and presentation speaker notes 500 words. So For each slide, you should write speaker notes to accompany the points of the slides. These notes will help you elaborate on the key points, provide examples, and connect the theory to real life applications. Below is how to approach each slides by following the structure and guidelines. You will produce a comprehensive presentations on team and leadership, highlight key concepts, real life applications, and your critical insights into the subjects. So, to complete and the assignment and submit the required evidence, you will need to prepare the uh, case study under 1500 word objectives. The case study should explore a business leader to your choice, discussing their contribution to the organizations and their leadership styles. Contingent requirements, background, strategic leadership, approaches to leadership, role in development strategy, leadership, ethics, and corporate social responsibility. So discuss all these points. Also, Harvard reference style for citations and comprehensive references list at the end of the case studies. Uh, Essay must be 1500 words. Will analyze the impact of the business leaders identify in your case study on the organization's performance. So, contents requirement, role in driving organizational performance, exercise of leadership power and influence, leadership development for a competitive advantage, measuring strategic effectiveness, formatting. Again, formatting Harvard reference style for citations and a comprehensive references list at the end of the essay. Finally, 1000 words business presentations. This presentation will address teams and leadership in organizational setting, focusing on the role of team in performance, different types of teams and leadership styles, content requirements, importance of leadership and team, distinguish work group and teams, formal versus informal group, stages of group and team development. Again, formatting, create clear, concise slides and support them with speaker notes up to 500 words. So, PowerPoint slides you prepare for the presentations provide in-depth explanation and elaborations on each slide's content requirements. Uh, Presentation speaker notes 500's content requirements. Speaker notes for each slides in the presentation. Write detailed speaker notes in a narrative forms explaining the concept introduced on the slides. Elaboration include any relevant examples, insights, and details that will help you present the information effectively during your presentation. Right. Finally, plagiarism. As you know, that plagiarism is the act of using someone else's work, ideas, or words without proper acknowledgement. So it includes copying text, paraphrasing without citation, or using ideas from sources without crediting them. Consequences: any work that contains plagiarized content will be obviously penalized. This could result in a failing grade or other academic consequences depending on institutional policies. So, to avoid plagiarism, always cite the source of any idea, codes, data, or paraphrased content that is not your own. Use the Harvard reference style consistently. uh, Paraphrasing: if you paraphrase, ensure that the content is significantly altered and referenced. Simply changing a few words does not content as paraphrasing. Quoting: if you're using direct quotes from a source, include the quote in quotation marks and cite the sources. Use of plagiarism checker. Consider running your work through plagiarism detection tool to ensure originality. That's it for today. Submission date is 2 weeks from today. So during that time, if you have any questions, concerns, or issues, you can drop me an email at yasir@ukversity.co.uk. For submission, you can upload your assignment on your Moodle or learning management system. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me this afternoon, and good luck for your assignment and future module. Thank you very much, everyone, and bye for now.